What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today we're going to finish up the double feature of My Girl and My Girl 2 with the 1994 sequel installment, My Girl 2, starring Anna Chlumsky, Austin O'Brien, Dan Aykroyd, Jamie Lee Curtis, Richard Masur, Ben Stein, Christine Ebersol, John David Souther, and Angeline Ball. Today's episode is also being featured on the Jeff Meacham Network. Thank you very much, Mr. Meacham, for allowing us to invade the channel like we do on the Non-Dads on Wrestling Weeks. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. Like I said during the opening, today we're going to bring you the second half of our double feature, My Girl and My Girl 2. And this time we're talking about the sequel, My Girl 2. And it's the summer of '74, nearly 2 years after the events of the first film. Veda's father, Harry, and his new wife, Shelley, who dated during the course of the first film and eventually married, are now expecting their first baby together. They still live in the Sultan Fuss Funeral Parlor in Madison, Pennsylvania, while Harry's brother, Phil, has moved to Los Angeles, where he now works as a mechanic. Veda's paternal grandmother, Grandmu, has since died, and Veda still has her mood ring from 2 years earlier and continues to wear it in memory of her late best friend, Thomas J., who had died from an allergic reaction to bee stings, inflicted while retrieving the ring for her after she had lost it. In order to accommodate the new baby, Veda moves out of her bedroom and into Grandmu's old room, and it brings further problems with adjustment. Veda even jokingly thinks about getting her own apartment while spending a night out with her father. When Veda's class is given a school assignment to write an essay on someone that they admire but have never met, Veda decides to write about her late mother, Maggie, but has very few sources to go on. Harry tries to help, but because his marriage lasted less than a year before Maggie died, his efforts are stifled. Shelley is adamant about keeping Maggie's memory alive in Veda's life, and she does her best to help as well. Veda shares what little she knows about her mother, which is confined to a small box. Among its contents are programs of plays that her mother was in, a passport, and a mystery paper bag with a date scribbled on it. Veda expresses her desire to travel someday, and after noticing from Maggie's passport that she was originally from Los Angeles, Shelley concocts a plan for Veda to go to LA to visit her Uncle Phil during her upcoming spring break, so she can do some research on her mother. Harry immediately opposes the idea, claiming that Veda is much too young and fears what might happen to her in LA. However, he ultimately gives in and allows Veda to take the 5-day trip. Upon arriving in LA, Veda finds herself confronting a boy her age named Nick, who comes to pick her up at the airport instead of her Uncle Phil. Nick is the son of Phil's girlfriend, Rose, the owner of the car repair shop where Phil works. As a favor to Phil, though annoyed at first about sacrificing his own spring break, Nick helps Veda with the difficult search, learning more about her mother. The investigation is stalled when Veda learns that her mother's old high school burned down, but she and Nick still manage to track down a yearbook from a year when her mother attended. Veda and Nick begin to meet several people who knew her mother, and some of the things that she finds out don't sit well with her, such as her mother being suspended from school for smoking. Two of these acquaintances have a look at the paper bag from Veda's small box of memories, but neither one can decipher what it means. When another blurts out the name Jeffrey Pomeroy, revealing that Maggie was married to him just prior to meeting Harry, Veda panics, thinking that he could be Veda's real father instead of Harry. Veda is crushed and wonders why her father never mentioned this person. Eventually, though, with some hesitation, Veda goes to see Jeffrey, her mother's first husband. He is able to provide Veda with some valuable information to help her with her essay, including home movies and the answer behind the date written on the paper bag. The paper bag had held warm chestnuts, and the date was the date of her marriage to Jeffrey Pomeroy. Seeing the home movies touches Veda as she watches her mother act, as well as sing a song called Smile. Jeffrey also reassures Veda that although he would love the idea of being a father to her, the so-called relationship is deemed not to be true, proving that Harry is in fact her true father after all. Meanwhile, Phil has trouble proving his love to Rose after a man frequently shows up at the repair shop and continuously flatters her. When Phil finally gets the courage to show Rose what she means to him, he proposes to her. And as Veda is ready to head home, she and Nick share a goodbye kiss at the airport before she boards the plane. In her backpack, she finds earrings that Nick placed there for her newly pierced ears, despite Nick himself being against the barbaric custom. When Veda returns home, she realizes that Shelley just had a baby boy, and she heads to the hospital to see her new brother. In order to calm his crying, Veda sings Smile while holding him. Veda's essay on her mother receives an A+, and she hopes to share what she learned during her trip with her brother someday. This one is very, very sweet. Don't get me wrong. But it's just not as good, in my opinion, as the original. What made the original so good for me was the chemistry between Macaulay and Anna. And although Austin O'Brien and Anna did have some chemistry, it didn't seem to fire on all cylinders like it did in the first film between Veda and Thomas J., Anna and Macaulay. There was just something so cute and innocent between their friendship that it just seemed to be that much better. Austin O'Brien was writing the success of Last Action Hero, which had come out prior to this. And it's kind of how he got this role. But other than those two films, I can't really tell you anything else that he's done. You know, I haven't even looked him up lately to see if maybe he did something else a few years down the road that I actually have seen and just didn't even realize he was in it. But this one just really falls flat for me. I do enjoy the search for information about Veda's mother. That aspect of the film I do enjoy because you don't find out a whole lot about her in the first film. All we know is that Veda feels that she killed her. So getting to dive a little bit deeper into who Veda's mother was, Maggie, what she did before Harry, and the type of person she was, I did enjoy that aspect of it. But the romance side of it between Nick and Veda, Austin O'Brien and Anna Schlumsky, just didn't resonate to me the way it did over here when it was Thomas J. and Veda, Macaulay Culkin and Anna Schlumsky. What do you guys think out there? Do you guys agree with me? If so, let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your comments over here. If you're watching on demand, leave your comments down here. When it comes to my rating of this one, though, and it's going to seem like it's a huge drop, but I give this one 3 out of 5. This is a sequel that I really don't think needed to be made. And even though I did enjoy the digging up the history of Veda's mother plot, all in all, it was just a film that I really don't think we needed. Do you agree with me? Again, if you do, you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand, leave your thoughts and comments down here. Whatever you do, though, when you get out there on social media, let's get those hashtags trending. Hashtag Casa D18 Studios, hashtag Renegades Reviews, hashtag Renegade Returns, hashtag Jeff Meacham Network, and of course, the ever popular hashtag Shenanigans. We interrupt this episode of Renegades Reviews for an important announcement about
merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Merchandising, where the real money's made.
Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the t-shirts you see here from the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham himself. You can get shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, Talk Wrestling, as well as the red and gold Meachamania shirts. And while you're there, don't forget to get your shirts of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, the Dads on Wrestling shirt, the Renegade J.J. Williams, Statboy Sports Bar, and the hashtag Statboy Approved shirt. Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network and score your shirts today. Make sure you guys get out there. Do what that commercial just told you. Go to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network. All the official merchandise of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood. Get you your Renegade J.J. Williams shirt. Dad's Not Always on Wrestling. Statboy Sports Bar. Hashtag Statboy Approved. Hashtag Shenanigans. Get you your official merchandise of the Jeff Meacham Network. 3 different designs of the Jeff Meacham Network logo for you to choose, along with Talk Wrestling, Meachamania, so much more. Still summertime. You still got plenty of time for those pool parties, barbecues, beach bonfires. Go to the Teespring store. Get yourself a tank top. You can choose from the Renegade J.J. Williams or Meachamania. Either one's the perfect accessory for those hot summer days and those even hotter summer nights. Get out there. Show your love and support. While you're showing your love and support, do what that ticker tells you to do. Do you enjoy my content, my daily videos? If so, go to that PayPal. Send me a few bucks as a donation. Keep in mind, I'm still not monetized yet. Trying to get my viewership hours up. Until then, the only way I can make a few bucks is if you guys out there go to the PayPal link and send me a few bucks as a donation. You don't want to send any money? That's all right. I understand. It's still August. It's still my birthday month. Go to the Linktree link that scrolls along the bottom of the screen. Click on the link for my Amazon movie wish list. I'm constantly adding new movies to it. Go to that Linktree, pick a movie out. When it comes, I'll open it up on Renegade Recap, give you guys a shout out. Likewise, when I factor it into one of my theme months, can sit down, watch it, review it, I'll give you guys another shout out. And I'll show you guys the same amount of love and respect that you guys show to me. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, when we go to 1995 and we take a look at Casino, starring Robert De Niro, Sharon Stone, Joe Pesci, James Woods, Don Rickles, Kevin Pollak, Dick Smothers, as well as Frankie Avalon, Jane Meadows, and Steve Allen as themselves. You're not going to want to miss out tomorrow, right back here on Renegades Reviews, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, when I bring you Casino. Another movie that I really, really love. Probably my all-time favorite gambling movie. I know it's a favorite of Stat Boys as well. Don't forget to tune in to that tomorrow. To all my loyal fans and viewers out there, tuned in for the premiere, watching along, leaving your thoughts and comments over here, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Likewise, to all my loyal fans and viewers out there, tuning in a little bit later in the day, watching on demand, leaving your thoughts and comments down here, thank you very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate all my loyal fans and viewers out there that tune in on a daily basis, show me that love and support. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.